What it is, YouTube? It's your boy Nipsey coming back with another bullseye of a tutorial here today on the channel. I wanted to drop how to get those Chief Keef type of vocals, really highly requested and demanded. So let's get to it right now. Let's not waste no time. Let's get to them gems. Let's go.
Like a jaguar, car steady going. This bitch can't even stop. We don't want no beef. These niggas really cops. Pulling up that wop. Shit make me flop. Run up in the spot. Forgot to hit my locks on the cop.
Okay, so this is the vocal that I chose here today. It's called Chief Keef, Love Don't Live Here. So if you guys do like this vocal tutorial, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Check the link down below to support the channel and of course suggest more artists as well. And we got a long list, but we will get to it, all right? So with this Chief Keef vocal right here, when I think about a guy like Chief Keef, he was the guy who really messed up the rap game. I remember back in the day, all them dope Chicago rappers, bro, when it was like, Kill Shit with G Herbo and Lil Bibby, you feel me? Chief Keef, Lil Durk. Lil Durk wasn't even the biggest one back in the days, you feel me? But he kept working, he kept hustling. Now Lil Durk is the top, kind of like Chicago guy, you feel me? So it's very interesting to see, the development. But Chief Keef, he was obviously one of the biggest stars during that time, that whole Chicago drill wave. Okay, so I know another rapper that I used to like from Chicago. His name is C. Honcho. You feel me? He was a dope ass rapper too, bruh. Okay, so let me look at how to get those drill vocals. So a guy like Chief Keef, he has this kind of a rashness. He has like a grungy, high mid type of presence to his voice for them drill vocals. It gives a lot of aggression. It gives a lot of abrasiveness. It's like, come over here, nigga. It kind of has that tone to his vocal, So let's look at what it sounds like without. I'm trying to put a little bit of emphasis on that high mid.
Car steady going. This bitch can't even stop. We don't want no beef. These niggas really cops. Pulling up that wop. Shit made me flop. Ran up in the spot. Forgot to hit my lock on the cop. Car steady going. This bitch can't even stop. We don't want no beef. These niggas really cops. Pulling up that wop. Shit made me flop. Ran up in the.
So always about adding a little bit of that grunginess, a little bit of that mud. He is from Chicago, a very, 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 type of crazy environment. So that's what you want with a Chief Keef vocal. You want the texture of his vocal to match the feeling, pretty much. He got you kind of hear a little bit of the hair, a little bit of the frills, a little bit of the fuzziness, the afro on his vocal. Kind of has like a nice little hair to it, right? So this is the auto-tune settings that I picked for Chief Keef. I know that in some of his other songs that he will have way more aggressive auto-tune, but in this song specifically that I chose, Love Don't Live Here, he had like a very moderate auto-tune, just enough to create a little bit of that crystally type of texture. All right, so here's the very first EQ that I have with Chief Keef. It's a situation where I'm trying to put emphasis on that grungy high mid part. So what I did is I kind of took out, dipped a little bit of that low mid. So sometimes if you want to make one thing pop out a little bit more, you can just do a very simple EQ, maybe around in the neighborhood where it's staying at, in the neighbors. You feel me? You want to duck out a little bit of it to make this one come out a little bit more.
Car steady going. This bitch can't even stop. We don't want no beef. These niggas really cops. Pulling up that wop. Shit made me flop. Ran up in the spot. Forgot to hit my lock.
Essentially, I went into my room, I went into my closet, and I took out a couple of dirty shirts, a couple of jackets, you feel me, creating that space for that vocal tone that I do want to be the spotlight, that I do want it to be the highlight, which is like I'm saying, that grungy tone inside of Chief Keef's vocal. After that, we have a little bit of de-essing going on, nothing crazy.
Car steady going. This bitch can't even stop. We don't want no beef. These niggas really cops.
I'm very delicate with the de-essing because that character of his vocal is located in the higher end. So my first de-esser was not that aggressive, because I don't want to lose that character, that grungy character that I'm talking about with a guy like Chief Keef. After that, we have the Waves C4. And most important thing for me personally was using the low end. You know what I mean? And just kind of like making sure that my threshold was not clamping down on the low end too much. I wanted the low end to be like a doggy door, you feel me, where like it's kind of like a small place where a little bit of the plosives can come through, because that's the impact, that's the power, that's the authority behind Chief Keef's vocals. So that was kind of like a situation where I did a little something different, and I changed the behavior as well to opto in the release to manual. So now, when you put it on electro, it behaves more like an 1176. It has a more of an aggressive type of thing. But specifically here, At this point in time, I'm being very delicate with that C4. I want to maintain most of the character, especially like how I said in that low end, that doggy door, letting them low level transients still kind of come through for Keef.
Car steady going. This bitch can't even stop. We don't want no beef. These niggas really cops. Pouring up that wok. Shit made me flop. Car steady going. This bitch can't even stop. We don't want no beef. These niggas really cops. Pouring up that wok. Shit made me.
I still want you to feel that. I want you to feel that big pillow still hit you, that gust of air. You feel me? So sometimes, using the plosives to your advantage can make the vocals feel a little bit more real, make it feel a little bit more convincing. When he say the cops is coming, we don't want no beef. All of those stuffs like that. We don't want no beef. You feel me? All that stuff like that makes the vocal more relatable. If I'm sitting around by you in a campfire, or let's say we passing around a blunt or something like that, you can hear more of the nuances of somebody's vocal. So your brain is automatically associating that with proximity. So a little bit of the plosives that I'm giving to the listener is kind of like psychologically triggering you to make it feel like the vocals are forward, because you hear the plosives, and you only hear plosives and saliva mouth when somebody's relatively close to you. You feel me? So after that, we have the CLA 76, and just by the default nature of the transformers and effect components, it has like this 10K boost. It has like this high mid boost. So that's specifically why I picked the CLA 76, knowing that those effect components are going to help push out some of that character, and this is coming from the saturation. This is not even the compression part I'm talking about. Just knowing the components inside the CLA 76, I know, oh yeah, it gives a little bit of presence in the high middle. That's going to help push out his vocal a little bit more and give it a little bit more color. You feel me? I'm shining a light on that talent show, that spotlight essentially of his vocal. It's like a situation where I don't know, like the first couple plugins I did is greasing up the vocal, getting it nice and buttered up like popcorn. And now this rest of the processing that I'm gonna do right here is gonna help his vocal start to pop out a little bit, kind of like popcorn. You feel me? So it's a situation where I have a fast release. A faster release will pop, pop. A slower release will pop. It will slowly deflate, coming out of the compressor moving back and forth type shit. You kind of get what I mean.
Car steady going. This bitch can't even stop. We don't want no beef. These niggas really cops. Pouring up that wok. Shit made me flop. Ran up in the spot. Forgot to hit my lock.
You see how I'm strategically using that compression? Literally at the end of every single word, you hear the needle popping like popcorn inside of that kettle. Pop, 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 pop. You hear that the compressor is helping that vocal pop just a little bit forward tonally. You feel me? And that's coming down to that fast release, and a relatively quick attack time is letting me grab onto that transient on the tail end. You feel me? So
car steady going. This bitch can't even stop. We don't want no beef. These niggas really cops. Pouring up that wok. Shit made me flop. Run up in the spot.
Yep, so we got that vocal tone and texture sounding very similar to Chief Keef, okay? So I like this vocal template too. This could also apply to like a aggressive little Durk, up the scope, boom, boom, boom type of vocal too, okay? So SSLG channel, of course, most important thing for me here is, just cleaning up a little bit of that low end that, all doing all this compression and stuff like that is gonna bring up at that point. And I just love to use a high threshold and just pull up the ratio just a little bit, because when you use a lower ratio, it kind of says, okay guys, we're gonna have a meeting. Vocal tone, the nuances, the vocal character, let's all come together and have a big hug. When you use a very light ratio on a compressor like this that's constantly working, it pulls everything together. You feel me?
Car steady going. This bitch can't even stop. We don't want no beef. These niggas really cops. Pouring up that wok. Shit made me. Car steady going. This bitch can't even stop. We don't want no beef. These niggas really cops. Pouring up that wok.
Very consistent 1 to 3 dB. And the most important thing about it is that once I bring in the compressor, now it feels like a tight rubber band. Just imagine it to be like a rubber band, where when I don't have the compressor on, it sounds like a loose, kind of like a loose rubber band. But as I do put in that compressor, that low level ratio is pulling everything together. The whole vocal sounds a little bit more tighter, like a tighter rubber band.
Car steady going. This bitch can't even stop. We don't want no beef. These niggas really cops. Pouring up that wok. Shit made me.
So that's why I love using low ratio compression. After that, we have the RVOCs coming in here to give a little bit of a low mid density. And usually with the RVOCs, sometimes I don't even touch the gain. But the gain right here is actually just not, it's not like a regular gain. It's actually like a limiter and everything like that. So this whole plugin in general has a certain character and the color to it. I feel like it adds a nice bit of presence to Chief Keef, you know?
Car steady going. This bitch can't even stop. We don't want no beef. These niggas really cops. Pouring up that walk. Shit made me flop. Ran up in the spot. Forgot to hit my locks on the cop. Car steady going. This bitch can't even stop. We don't want no beef. These niggas really cops. Pouring up that walk.
And you hear, especially on the consonas, the cops. Car steady going. This nigga can't even stop. We don't want no beef. You feel me? Like all of that grunginess, you feel me, is very important. That's what makes it, let you know that Chief Keef is going to step on you. Globe Gang is going to pull up and air that bitch out. You feel me? All of that is very important because, you know, it's a song. You know, you don't actually get to see the rapper in front of you. You don't get to see Chief Keef threatening you like this. But as an engineer, if I can make it more believable tonally and emotionally, it could kind of like psychologically trigger you to be like, damn, this man is really about everything that he's saying. You feel me? So that's coming down to you as an engineer. You got to make it sound convincing. You are the hype man. You are the bodyguard. You feel me? You are kind of like the sidekick to the rapper. You feel me? When you're an engineer, you're the sidekick, bro. At best, you robbing. You feel me? You got to accept that. This is not your song. This is the artist's song. So what does the artist want? What's going to put the artist in the best position to be Batman, to be the hero? You feel me? To be number one, to be the one that everybody knows. You feel me? So that's the thing about it. Fresh air as well as kind of giving a little bit of hair. That's the most important thing that I was getting here. It was a little bit of hair. You know, we kind of put a weave on top of the vocal. You feel me?
Car steady going. This bitch can't even stop. We don't want no beef. These niggas really cops. Pouring up that walk. Shit made me flop. Ran up in the spot.
All right, after that, so we have a silk vocal from Waves. I love using this plugin after the fresh air when I want to get that texture, like that bright, crunchy texture. So yeah, I use the fresh air a little bit. And yeah, this apparently, I think this is another RVox right here. You know, this is like another RVox compressor again. So yeah, this is kind of just like making sure the signal still stays compact after, you know, cutting and doing all those little, you know, little Swiss cheese holes. Cause this is what this plugin is doing. It's poking a bunch of Swiss cheese holes into the vocal, the quote unquote bad frequencies or whatever, you know, but I have it on the smooth. So all of the attenuation is doing is very smooth, you know, it's not like choppy notches. It's more like big broad strokes.
Car steady going. This bitch can't even stop. We don't want no beef. These niggas really cops. Pouring up that walk. Shit made me flop. Ran up in the spot. Forgot to hit my lock on the cop.
So that's what I enjoyed about this plugin. It kind of generates a texture for me. Then we have another de-esser doing a couple dB. Like I said, that grungy part, I done already made it so hard and you feel me, already so sweet and everything like that. Now I want to just make sure I control it one more time. After that, we have an H delay. You know, the low pass is kind of like very, very high up there. You know, usually I might just do like 1 or 2K, but I let a little bit more of that harshness come in because that's where the character of his vocals at.
Car steady going. This bitch can't even stop. We don't want no beef. These
I don't want no beef.
car steady going. This bitch can't even stop. We don't want no beef. These niggas really cops.
All right, after that, we have a Manny reverb and a max distortion. That's kind of giving us a feeling, a distorted vocal room, and I just love what that does to the mid-range. Reverb, room reverbs, they pop out the mid-range a little bit more, and that's important with Chief Keef because we already got the high mid already, you know, so poked out a little bit. What we want to make sure we still do is have the vocal be tonally balanced, so I'm not doing that with no EQ. I'm not even doing it with compression. I'm doing it with my goddamn reverb, you feel me? And that's why you see like a lot of the booty, a lot of the low-end bottom of the reverb is still there relatively, you feel me? So reverberate mostly the low end, kind of balancing it back out, you feel me, with the reverb. Crazy as that might sound. But after that, we have a doubler stomp. And when I think of grunge, I think of Nirvana, I think of guitars. So I use a doubler stomp specifically because of that. After that, we have the CLA 76, and we kind of trying to generate more distortion at this point. So all buttons in mode, you feel me? And then after that, we have an L2 to, you know, because the 1176 is gonna kind of go all over the place. So it is nice to put a limiter under it because you don't want the transients of the vocal to just be going crazy as fuck. But I use the L2 specifically because it has a certain type of digital distortion that I like for Chief Keef.
Car steady going. This bitch can't even stop. We don't want no beef. These niggas really cops. pouring up that walk. Shit made me flop. Ran up in the spot, forgot.
It puts a nice little bit of a crayon, a nice little bit of Sharpie. It's more like I'm trying to generate distortion on the parallel compression to add color and to add tone. You feel me? Now you kind of feel like it's a little bit more abrasive. That's the exact word that I think about when I feel like this digital distortion type of thing I got going on with the silk vocal, fresh air. Then now the L2 and the 76 is like abrasiveness, brash. You feel me?
Car steady going, this bitch can't even stop. We don't want no beef, these niggas really cops. Pouring up that walk, shit made me flop. Ran up in the car steady going, this bitch can't even stop. We don't want no beef, these niggas really cops. Pouring up that walk, shit made me flop. Ran up in the spot.
And that type of tone and that texture is very appropriate for Chief Keef. Very, very appropriate. Very appropriate. You know, to put that barbecue sauce, that style of barbecue sauce on that chicken, which is the vocal. Very appropriate. I know you can kind of hear what I'm talking about when I'm distorting it to get a little bit of fuzz, but then his vocal has that car steady going. You feel me? So that's the thing about music, bruh. Sometimes, like, I try to teach you guys about tone and texture, because if you can pick the right tone and texture to match a vocal sound, and like now the vocal's gonna really start feeling glued and cohesive, you know, because now you dressing it up appropriately. Now you putting on that winter coat when you know it's 10 degrees outside, you feel me? Now you putting on the sandals when you know it's beach weather, you feel me? You accurately dressing up the vocal with tone and texture. That's very important, bruh. Nobody helped me with that, you feel me? So I'm trying to drill that to y'all, because that's what's gonna make your vocal sound good when you start to understand that type of stuff. You know, oh, I gotta distort the vocals maybe with analog distortion to give grit, or maybe this is the time to use digital distortion. You feel me? And then after that, I'm using the CLA 76 on the Ad-libs. Let's listen to them real quick.
Car steady going, this bitch can't even stop. We don't want no beef. Car steady going, this bitch can't even stop. We don't want no beef. These niggas really cops. Pouring up that walk, shit made me flop. Ran up in the spot. Car steady going, this bitch can't even stop. We don't want no beef. These niggas really cops. Pouring up that walk, shit.
So I got a situation here where I was going for like a really like lo-fi type of doubled ad-libs with like a little bit of flanger doubling. So we're using the SSLG, we're using the transient, we're using a limiter to kind of enhance the transient. We're taking off the transient, but that VCA compressor has a certain way of actually kind of enhancing the transients on the ad-lib.
Car steady going, this bitch can't even stop. We don't want no beef. These niggas.
If I really wanted to like take off the transient, and if you take off the transient, it'll send the ad-libs back, I would have used like an L1. You know, a lot of times you might see me use an L1 specifically because it just takes off the transient, and because you have less transient, it makes the ad-libs sound a little bit more back without you even having to roll off no bottom type shit. So our Vox to give presence, then we have this flanger. Most important thing with my flanger is I had a little bit of feedback, and the rate was kind of like relatively slow and everything like that. So it kind of gave like a doubling effect.
Car steady going, this bitch can't even stop. We don't want no beef. These niggas really cops. Pouring up that walk.
Especially on that one that says OZONE beat, you feel me? Kind of has like a widening type of effect.
These niggas really cops.
All right, and then after that, we have the Manny reverb on a large space, you know, for the ad-libs, and then we have like this kind of like detuned type of H delay. So yeah, that's pretty much the end of the video here today. I just want to say thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also suggest more artists down below. If you guys learned something, you know, drop it down below. Let me know what you learned. And if you do want to get the preset, you can check it in the description down below. All right, appreciate y'all now, YouTube gang. Peace.